Welcome to Bizworld. I'm Adrian Seet. A total of 981.9 million ringgit had been approved for the Employees Provident Fund EPF Account 2 Sport Facility FSA2 as at June 11th. Of the total, 878 million ringgit involves the FSA facility under MBSB Bank, and the remaining 103 million ringgit was under Bank Simpanan Nasional. This was according to the Finance Ministry in a written reply in response to Senator Dr. Wan Martina Wan Yusoff's question at Dewan Negara today. It added some 168,000 contributors applied for the FSA2, but only 88,000 applicants were eligible. And of this number, 47,000 agreed to accept the funding offer. Ineligible applications were due to the applicants not meeting the eligibility requirements, such as incomplete applications, as well as being outside the eligibility age and having insufficient savings balance in account 2. Malaysia's total trade in services accounted for 336.9 billion ringgit in 2022, contributing 18.8% to the gross domestic product GDP. Deficit in services trade, meanwhile, narrowed to 56.4 billion ringgit as against the previous year, supported by the resilient performance of travel. According to the Department of Statistics, the lower deficit in services trade as compared to the previous year was still higher than the pre-pandemic levels of 10.9 billion ringgit in 2019. Exports of services also grew faster than imports to 140.3 billion ringgit, whereas imports of services rose to 196.7 billion ringgit in 2022. Travel, which served as the cornerstone of Malaysia's services sector before the pandemic, also rebounded in 2022 as it played a vital role in driving the country's trade in services performance. Foreign investors remained net buyers of Malaysian bonds for the fifth successive month in May, charting a net inflow of 3 billion ringgit from 1.5 billion ringgit registered in April this year. According to RAM Ratings, this was based on expectations of the US Federal Reserve ending its rate hike cycle. It said while the Fed decided to leave the interest rate unchanged at June's Federal Open Market Committee meeting, the latest dot plot projections suggest that committee members are anticipating another 25 basis points hikes this year. The rating agency added rate hikes would continue to compress yield differentials between US Treasuries and MGS if Bank Negara maintains the overnight policy rate at 3%. Public Investment Bank is optimistic about the technology sector's prospects, believing that the worst is over. As the inventory overhang situation continues to dissipate, it sees a flattish growth for the second quarter before it moves into a robust recovery phase in the second half of the year. Led by the evolving developments in artificial intelligence, the investment bank thinks other industries will follow suit and become more technology-driven. This will lead to rising demand for Internet of Things, cloud computing, automated manufacturing and other services in the future. Genting Malaysia today announced that a plan for Resorts World Miami and Genting Florida to sell its Miami Herald land for $1.2 billion to Smart Miami City has fallen through. In its filing with Bursa Malaysia, it was reported that Smart Miami City's request for an extension of the exclusivity period and amendments to the commercial terms of their sale and purchase agreement was denied. This led Smart Miami City to end their current bid. Genting Malaysia, however, said the company remains interested in the Miami Herald land. And that wraps up Bizworld this time around. I'm Adrian Seet. Thank you for investing your time with us and stay tuned.